Chainlink was one of the most cutting-edge projects in the last bull run that made massive headway, boasting more partnerships than the rest of crypto combined. Seriously. However, by many metrics, Link underperformed in the last bull run. And I believe I know the reason for that. Find out why Chainlink fell just short of the moon in the last bull run, and whether or not the Link Marines should start packing their bags for another attempt. Because if you watch all the way until the end of this video, I'm going to explain what's changed for Link for this bull run. Could be the rocket fuel it needs. Let's get it. I'm not a financial advisor. Welcome to Armstrong Crypto X. Don't just trade crypto, experience it. Start your journey out right today by hitting that subscribe button and joining Ben Nation. Today, we're going to talk about a project that is holding everything in DeFi together, Chainlink. Chainlink has the ticker LINK and is listed at number 14 in the global ranking of top crypto assets with a market cap of roughly $9 billion. Chainlink has a maximum supply of 1 billion Link. About 57% of the tokens are in circulation now, which means that the circulating supply is about 570 million. In the token distribution breakdown, 30% went to the team, 35% was sold during the ICO, and another 35% was set aside for node operators in ecosystem. You can expect Chainlink to have an inflation rate of 7% each year. The project launched with an ICO in 2017 that raised $32 million, actually over that amount. Buyers of the ICO paid a price of 11 cents per Link, while pre-sale investors paid an average of 9 cents. Chainlink team, led by Sergey Nazarov, a crypto pioneer who's been working in the industry since the very earliest days. Some people even think he might be Satoshi. I personally don't think so myself, but he was very close to the group of cypherpunks that worked on Bitcoin after its launch. One of his first companies was called Smart Contract, and he purchased the domain less than a week before the Bitcoin white paper was published. By 2015, he had already been the CEO of 3 different blockchain companies, including CryptoMail and Smart Contract. Smart Contract was basically the predecessor to Chainlink. The goal of the company was to connect off-chain data with on-chain data, and it seems like his work there ultimately led to the development of Chainlink. He also acted as the CEO at Secure Asset Exchange, a company that he co-founded with a programmer named Steve Ellis. They must have made a pretty good team together because Ellis is also the co-founder and CTO of Chainlink. Chainlink's community is very interesting, and as I was looking at it a bit, started to realize it's the perfect case study for how most crypto communities operate, especially with successful projects. Chainlink had one of the most active communities in crypto for a time during the last bull market. They were called the Link Marines, and they were very active on social media. There were Chainlink frog memes, and they filled the comments of every post about crypto on Twitter. Some of them got into Link when it was under 50 cents, but the real hype started just after it passed $1. After reaching an all-time high of over $50 though, price started to decline and the community started to get bored. Many of them just rotated into the next project and then the next, and it kept on going like that as different projects drew attention. One thing that people forget is that there's a ton of overlap between all of these different communities. The thing that really separates the communities for these projects is the branding and the narratives that they're able to rally around. This is what makes the Link Marines a strong community, even though some of the people have shifted in other directions and gone after other projects. Link Marines is great branding for the community. Chainlink has some really interesting utility, and the project has a mysterious and intelligent founder, which gives people a lot to rally around when the price is making moves. This is why the Chainlink community has staying power, even if its members might be rotating around chasing gains. If you're chasing gains, make sure to check out our official exchange sponsor, Phemex. Click the link in the description or scan the QR code on the screen. Then don't forget to grab your Palau e-residency program card so you can KYC when your card comes in the mail. It's how all the cool kids are trading these days. Chainlink never had any major scandals, and Sergey seems to be one of the most well-liked people in crypto, not a ton of haters, even though he tends to avoid the spotlight much more than other founders in the space. The community did start to turn on the project during the bear market though, because the price was stalling out and never really got as high as most of us were expecting. Accusations started to fly around that insiders were putting too much sell pressure on the asset and preventing it from reaching $100 and beyond. I'm not sure how true this is, or was, but the fact that 30% of the tokens went to the team made the community very suspicious about some of the sell pressure that they saw. 30% is definitely a high number, but I think the most of this controversy was just bag holders coping and venting during a bear market while everything was going down. Other than that small revolt from the retail community, Chainlink has always carried a lot of respect because it's never had any major failures and it is an essential part of DeFi's infrastructure. This brings me to the tech. Chainlink is an Oracle network, which means that it transfers data between blockchains in the real world. It is all-seeing and all-knowing, just like the oracles from the old myths. One of the major limitations of smart contract platforms is that they only have direct access to information that is stored on the blockchain, which leaves a lot of blind spots. Each blockchain is in its own bubble with no knowledge of what is happening on the other blockchains or in traditional finance. Chainlink fixes this problem by acting as a bridge for information between these different networks and markets. When blockchain networks don't know what prices and liquidity are like on other blockchains, it can be very easy for hackers to manipulate the markets. This is what we saw happen a lot during DeFi summer 2020 with flash loan attacks. Once developers realized that using an oracle like Chainlink to prevent the vast majority of these hacks, every DeFi platform that you can imagine started announcing partnerships with Chainlink. It actually became a meme at one point. The Chainlink partnered with pretty much everyone, and it was announcing a different partnership every day, and I'm not exaggerating. Chainlink has over 1,200 integrations and partnerships. This is one of the main things that helped Chainlink become one of the hottest crypto investments in the last cycle. Back in 2021, former Google CEO Eric Schmidt joined Chainlink Labs as a strategic advisor, which helped to build new partnerships with mainstream corporations, gave Chainlink a new level of credibility. Chainlink is active on every major EVM blockchain and has made cross-chain integrations even easier with the recent launch of the CCIP. That's Cross-Chain Interoperability Protocol, not the Chinese Communist Party. It's missing an I. If you're looking for a real party, you check out our channel sponsor, Stake. Stake is the world's largest social casino where you can chat with other degens and earn gold coins while you play. Visit the link in the description or scan the QR code to get your account started with Stake, fun games, social chat, and more. Armstrong Crypto X is powered by Stake. CCIP is an ambitious project that could connect all the banks in the world to all of the blockchains in the world. This would seem crazy, but Chainlink's partner in developing this project, well, it's Swift, a global payment system that processes most of the world's cross-border transactions. Last year, Chainlink announced it would be working with Swift to provide crypto services to banks and financial firms like BNY Mellon, Citibank, and other top international banks. It seems that CCIP was developed and refined through this relationship. CCIP has already had a lot of mainstream usage. Australia New Zealand Banking Group Limited, one of the top banks in Australia with over $1 trillion in assets under management, launched two stablecoins, one for the Australian dollar and another for the New Zealand dollar. The banking group used CCIP to make this happen. CCIP was also used by the Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation, which is the world's largest security settlement system. It processes over $2 quadrillion annually. The executive director of the company, Stephen Prosperi, said that their work with Chainlink opens the door to a multitude of use cases that could redefine how the financial industry operates. This could end up being one of the most popular ways to bring real-world assets on chain, and this has been one of the top goals for Chainlink long before RWA became a buzzword in this industry. For example, it's possible to tokenize real estate as NFTs, and Chainlink has been working on this longer than most of its competitors, if not all of them. Chainlink is bigger than just finance too. There are a ton of other use cases for oracles. One great example is weather insurance, which actually is a real thing, believe it or not. It's mostly used by farmers to ensure that they'll be able to pay their bills, even if there's a bad season for harvesting. With smart contracts using Chainlink, payments can be automatically triggered if certain rainfall targets aren't met, and this is just one example. It can also help with supply chain management by streaming real-time data about shipment locations and conditions. Oracles will also be used for sports betting, prediction markets, decentralized identity verification, and countless other use cases. One of the most interesting things about the genesis of Chainlink has always been that Link outperformed all other crypto assets during the entire bear market of 2018 and 2019. It set Link Marines up for disappointment, in my opinion. By the time Link hit the bull run, the Link Marines were already up so much that it was easy for them to take their profits and flip it into other projects, as discussed earlier. This kept Link from outperforming the market once it flipped bullish. While Link had a great run, certainly many people expected $100 easy for Link. Here's the good news. Chainlink had a normal bear market this time, which means it isn't going to have as hard of a time busting through resistance like last time. What do you think about Chainlink and the future of Oracle networks? Let me know down below in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button on your way out. It helps us keep the lights on. Be blessed.